Welcome back to the CryptoLabs Passive Income YouTube channel. We're going to be giving away our $100, which we do every single week to a YouTube subscriber. So excited for that. But right before we do, I want to talk about the markets as a whole and just explain our DeFi strategy. Explain how you can turn a little into a ton of money if you play this game right, and extremely realistic. We're not talking about some shit coins of like trying to turn a fraction of a penny into $1 million. We don't play with meme coins. We don't gamble. We're all about going from gambler to investor. Or we're creating like a 12-step degen program because so many people have been so used to playing the degen game in crypto and they keep getting wrecked. And we have to reprogram ourselves into looking at things very differently. So I'm going to explain that in a second here. I'm actually going to pull up my iPad. Actually, right before we do, let's just look at the last year in Bitcoin. I remember in the UIG and on YouTube, and I think just in life, I remember when Bitcoin hit around 16 about a year ago, and I was buying it. And it was very difficult. My stomach was churning. You've got to do the opposite of what most people are doing. Now, when Bitcoin hits 100 grand and 150 grand, everyone's going to be buying it. It's the people who are buying it now. And I know it's difficult because it goes against our kind of human nature. It's like when things are exciting, we want to buy it. But when things are dead, when things are done, it's why we built the Underdog Investor Group, especially in a bear market. I'm like, this is when people are making money. Maybe not entirely on paper, although you can make a passive income, which is on paper. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to explain the strategy. Now, the people taking action now and investing now and doing things now are going to get rewarded in 12 to 24 months in ways that people have to work 10, 20 years to make what people are going to make. It's that simple. And it was very difficult buying it here. And I'm going to tell you, I wasn't actually spending my money. And I'm going to explain that in a second. I wasn't spending my money, but it was difficult buying here. And I'm telling you that for a lot of people, it was difficult to buy here. They didn't. They started buying here. It was difficult to buy here. It's difficult to buy here. It's difficult to buy when nothing is exciting, when things are bleeding. And then we ladder on out and we take profits on the way up. So I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you something here. So people are like, well, what do you mean you didn't spend your money? Here is $1. Let's say that we on-ramp some fiat into the crypto world, into the true DeFi world. And let's say we have one project here, 1, 2, and 3. And you pick your own, of course, risk, how much risk you want to take on, because typically the high reward. But we're in one project right now is doing around 280%. We're around 280% is doing a lot more than $280. 280%-ish. That's a stable coin play. So we inject some capital there. We've got some stable coin plays here at 40%. And we've got some good old-fashioned liquidity pools. One's a concentrated liquidity pool. That auto-adjust, that's doing around 140% in stable assets. So anyways, so obviously a big difference in different projects. How you set this up, you can have 5 or 10 of these if you want. It doesn't matter. You could be all in on bigger ones. Typically, what I'll do is once you inject that first $1, let me know if this is making sense. Once you inject that first $1, I do about a 50-50 split. So 50 of it goes back into the project or back into a new project, and 50 of it goes back into buying Bitcoin every Friday, or ETH, or SOL, or XRP, or AVAX, or whatever it is that you're bullish on, whatever you're stacking into your bull run portfolio. Same thing here, 50-50. And that goes into, buying whatever, and same thing here. I literally probably need to take profit on a few projects, but literally I'll probably do $200, $300, $400 in profits today. And what do? 50% of it goes back into my income producers, and 50 of it goes into SOL. So once you inject capital once and you actually learn how to play this game and you actually commit to mastery of it, it's not just like, oh, I'll move some money, I'm just going to make a ton of money. It's like you've got to learn the game. A lot of people are super lazy. Look around you. The competition in the world right now is slim to none. People try something for 30 days and it's just difficult. And they're like, I quit. I can't do this. I'm just like, stick to something for 90 days, 6 months. Get good at it. You will make a ton of money. Try something for 14 days. We've had people join us, and after 3 days, they're like, it's a little too difficult. It's a new language for some of y'all. It's like you just got to stick with it. But anyways, I won't rant about that because that's crazy talk. But if you're actually committed and dedicated to something, this is not that difficult if you're actually committed to it. And so once you inject capital once, it's going into your income producers, which you can have many. I've had up to 12. Sometimes I have 2, depending what my strategy and how busy I am. 50-50 of it. Some people do 100% back into projects because they're building up their bag. Some people closer to the bull run, or when things were at 16,000. I know I'm ripping here. I want to give away this $100, but just let me know if anything is landing. When it was 16K, I was taking 100% of what I was making, and I was moving it because I'm like, I don't know if we'll get another opportunity like this. And if we do see another opportunity, I'll probably shift into taking 100% for a little while so I can accumulate. And just from here to here, the appreciation of the assets that I bought here are more than like what most people make working full time. And I'm like, this is accessible to anyone. Anyone can do that. It just takes some courage and it takes some understanding what you're doing. A lot of people don't. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. And it's why we built this YouTube channel. It's why we have the Underdog Investor Group. And it's why I'm so passionate about this, because there is only one way to achieve financial freedom. And that is not by working harder or spending less or working more hours. It's by investing. We got a t-shirt coming out. Maybe I'll pop it up here, but it's spend it, crossed out, save it, crossed out, invest it. It's the only way. I hope that helps. I will leave some videos after we give away this $100. I will leave some videos around and educational videos. Check it out. How I had a 5K day. How to make a couple $100, even if it's just a couple hundred. I'm like, it becomes real. And then you take the profits and then you go pay a bill with it. It's like, whoa, this is real. This isn't just some made up thing of like Bitcoin. It's real. True DeFi is real. You've got to experience it sometimes to really understand it. So, Luke Mayer, I'm guessing, Mayer. Love this type of video. So this was a video on our True DeFi strategy. Love this type of video, super helpful. One of the best lessons any investor can learn is to think of their investment like a fruit tree. I thought this was a really awesome way to put it. You don't plant it to eat it tomorrow. You plant it to eat it in a year or a decade or 20 years. The problem is we don't think that far out, even a year out. Most people don't see the opportunity in the bull run. They don't get it. How they could turn 1,000 into 4,000 or 5,000. How they could turn 10,000 into 100, 120, 180,000 if they play their cards right. They don't see it. They don't get their money working for them. They just want to invest in a project and then I need the money right now. I've seen people join liquidity pools and a little bit of impermanent loss and they're like, oh my God, I lost money. You didn't until you sell. You didn't lose money. And if you have a long-term vision and you know the bull run's coming, and you're making a return off stable coin assets or stable assets or blue chip assets that fluctuate in price a little, it's like, okay. But in the long run, you're winning on a massive scale. Short-term satisfaction over long-term prosperity. I will keep preaching this message. I know it's not the sexiest thing to do on YouTube. It's a little sexier to be like, how to make $1 million tomorrow. But if you're patient with this and you wait a year, 2 or 3 years, you can achieve those targets. A lot of people just want it tomorrow. They're not willing to just study it. It breaks my heart because I'm like, this is the generation. And they're effing themselves because the opportunity is there if they were patient and if they zoomed out a little bit. And I have that problem as well. Like sometimes I want just a quick result when I have to remind myself, hey, 2-3 years out, Lucas, what's the vision 2-3 years out? Who do I got to be to attain that vision? Stick with it, commit to it, be it, become it, live it. And it's like the daily ups and downs just they're so small in comparison to when you zoom it out. Like those little blips become so small. Whereas when you're in the moment and you're looking at the blip, it looks like this massive mountain or this massive problem. When you zoom out, it's not that big of a deal. Really appreciate it. I want you to win. This comes from love. I hope that's communicated and understood. So Luke, congratulations. Just edit your original comment and add your MetaMask wallet so we know it's not a scammer or someone pretending to be you. That's the only way we actually give away the winnings. So just change your original comment, add your MetaMask wallet public, and we'll send it your way. With that said, I'm going to leave a video here and here and here and here. Do check them out for your viewing pleasures. Do check out the Underdog Investor Group. I'll leave a link for that around here as well. And with that said, I'm going to get out of here. Peace.